Welcome to the show. This is No Interference. We are your hosts, Westside, Big Sass, and the Bull. We are moseying along to podcast number 24, and we're keeping up with our record predictions for the 2022 season. I had to think about that for a second. And today we're going to be talking about the NFC South.
Dang, I thought we were doing the West.
This is going to be an interesting division. I feel like there's a lot of moving and changing going on. So, you know the drill, first to worst. So we are going to pick up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Who have had a hurting in the offensive line department this preseason.
Yes, they have.
Speaking of, their first game of the season is against the Dallas Cowgirls, and they just lost their starting left tackle. Oops.
And their rookie is apparently hurt too, right?
I just saw a thing on Tyron Smith.
Maybe
Not
well,
to get
they're
too
both
in-
T. Smith, so who knows?
Not to get too far into the Cowboys at all, but that is like worst possible scenario for them to like get injuries to their offensive line.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I say for Tampa Bay though, as far as their injuries, as long as they got TB12, they should be able to compete, which according to my record predictions, they will.
Well, like RJ said, week 1 is against Dallas.
We already have this prediction, don't we?
Yeah, this is a win.
For the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my notes set up.
I mean, especially literally what we were just talking about. Tampa Bay is expected to have a solid defense. They've been pretty good the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
This is another reason, just real quick, while we said that these predictions aren't perfect, because since we made our prediction last time, the Buccaneers have lost a bunch of people on their O-line, and so has the Cowboys. So I might say the Cowboys maybe would win now, but we're going to stick to our original prediction.
You think the Cowboys have a better chance now?
Yeah, because the Bucs have lost a bunch of offensive linemen. I think Tom Brady.
Tom Brady has even though he's not mobile, that kind of intelligent. Not saying Dak's not intelligent, but I feel like I would trust the Hall of Fame quarterback to overcome something like that than Dak Prescott, who relies so much on the deep ball.
Yeah, but you can swing away from a left tackle if you're missing your center and your guard. Sucks.
That's true. I put my faith in Tom Brady. You know, as soon as the Eagles beat him in the Super Bowl, my faith for Tom Brady is so high.
I'm also not convinced that he wants to actually, like, I don't know if he's like fully into it this year. Like, I feel like this might be the first time that Tom Brady is just like, do I want to still be playing football?
Well, he retired for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Came back, then he took off a little siesta in the middle of the training camp preseason.
Yeah, he just came back.
Yep.
So we have that as a win.
Yep. So,
but
sorry,
maybe. It's a win, but maybe.
Yep. So let's go to week 2 on the road against New Orleans.
New Orleans. I have this as a win for Tampa Bay. I was high on the Saints, then I was low on the Saints. Now I'm kind of teetering back and forth. It seems like I can't make up my mind.
I think they'll be competitive. I just think the Buccaneers' overall roster is a little more talented.
Agreed.
And they got a new coaching staff. That is the Saints.
And I don't like Dennis Allen. I know you guys think a little better of him, but
that's that guy.
Yeah, I say that, but Tampa Bay's in the same exact situation. Todd Bowles is the coach now.
I like Todd Bowles better than I like Dennis Allen.
Me too, but it's still I say the Saints are dealing with a new coaching staff. But I mean, Tampa Bay did win a Super Bowl, and it's pretty much the same coaching staff except for Todd Bowles. I don't know how much the Saints coaching staff changed.
He was the OC, wasn't he?
Todd Bowles?
Yeah.
No, he was a defensive guy.
Oh, defensive. He was a coordinator of some sort.
Defensive coordinator.
So at least he was on the team.
CCC. All right, so we are in agreement. I think we all think Bucks win against the Saints.
That is correct.
So week 3, they get their first home game of the season against the Green Bay Packers.
I think we had this as a win for Tampa Bay, correct?
No, yeah, we did.
Okay. I didn't have the statistics for what we had, but I went with my gut that we had Tampa Bay winning.
A lot of these we should have predicted already. Now that we've gone through a lot. So we have Tampa Bay starting the season 3-0.
About to be 4-0.
Do we have them beating Kansas City too?
We do.
We did.
I'm taking my predictions week by week. I have this as a loss now, but as a podcast, we have it as a win.
Yeah. Well, it's also though like they're playing the Bucks. I mean, they're playing the Packers and Kansas City, who are both predicted to be worse offenses and worse defenses this year. The Bucks defense should still be pretty solid, and I mean, O-line problems. They still got Leonard Fournette. They still got Mike Evans. Chris Godwin's coming back. They brought in a plethora of tight ends to potentially replace Gronk. And as long as Tom Brady, we'll know right away. Like if week 1, if Tom Brady really isn't in it, you'll be able to see it week 1. But assuming he's fully up to the challenge, it'll be competitive.
Is there any chance Gronk comes back in like the middle of the season?
If they are like 6-0 or something, yeah, probably.
I was about to say if they're like 7-8 or something.
What's the Lord?
I forgot the point I was going to make before I thought of that Gronk point, but whatever.
All right, so week 5, home against the Atlanta Falcons.
It's a win.
Yeah, it's a win.
Unanimous.
I like Arthur Smith. I like what the Falcons are building towards. It's just, it's too soon.
Not to we'll talk. Well, we have the Falcons shortly here, so I'll wait to talk about them.
Then they're week 6 going on the road against Pittsburgh. And we have this as a W. So we had the Buccaneers going 6-0 to start the season. So I guess Gronk is coming out of retirement.
Wouldn't put it past him.
All right. Finally, we have something we can kind of sink our teeth into and discuss. Week 7 on the road at Carolina.
Got their new quarterback.
Week 6?
Got a new quarterback.
Week 7.
I have this as a win for Tampa Bay. I think we all are in agreement that Baker Mayfield changes the overall outlook on the Panthers season.
Mm-hmm.
If Christian McCaffrey is like 100% and he's like 2019 Christian McCaffrey, and Baker has good chemistry with the wide receiver, maybe Robbie Anderson, he's still there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if he has a bounce back year, I don't know who they have at tight end. But regardless, if all that is clicking, maybe. But I just think Tampa Bay has a good enough defense and enough on offense to not have to struggle too much with a team like Carolina.
So, excuse me. I was going to give Carolina the win being at home. I think they'll split on the season. Well, they have Brian Burns, and I think their offense will be like okay. And Baker Mayfield, he's not like he'll make some throws to try and win the game. But I guess it comes down to RJ. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the Bucks will take it.
All right, whatever. We're gonna have the Bucks go 7-0. See if I care.
It's actually about to be 8-0.
Yep. Week 8, home against Baltimore, and we already determined they'll win that. So we have the Buccaneers going 8-0.
Whoops.
This is where they meet their demise.
And then they play the LA Rams in week 9. We have them losing. And this is where the season falls apart. Just
Not
kidding.
Quite.
So we're at week 9, and we have the Tampa Bay riding an 8-game win streak until they get knocked off by the superior Rams. I don't think it's really hard to argue that. Rams.
We'll see if Aaron Donald plays this season.
Oh, after that,
suspend him for the year.
Swinging helmets at the scrimmage.
Hey,
fight.
Myles Garrett got 11 games or how many games for one helmet? You got to double it for Aaron Donald.
I want to see a video.
Did you see the picture of him? Yeah, he had like 2. He's like, what is he, Wolverine out here?
What if there's a, what
that was after he got knocked over, though. He did get pushed over.
I thought he got knocked over after.
No, because he had the helmets in his hands. He gets pushed. I watched the video. He gets pushed over, and as he stands up again, he has the helmet sitting in his,
If anyone's able to knock over Aaron Donald, regardless if he got tripped up or not in a pile, put some respect on their name.
There's probably like 10 Bengals at once, though.
Aaron Donald,
get him.
Aaron Donald is potentially the greatest defensive lineman to play. He's at least earned to be in the argument.
He's the top of our generation.
Whenever he's mic'd up, and he seems like a punk, to be honest. Like, I feel like sometimes it seems like he's just like trying to fight guys just to fight them. And
I think he's a god amongst
that on a recording, let alone to his face.
He definitely thinks he's
give him the 1-2
a man amongst boys, which I mean, for the most part, yeah, a guy amongst men. That's what I was going to originally go.
I mean, he's amazing. It just. I don't know. I guess maybe you have to.
Do you have to have some level of arrogance to be that good, especially in a position like defensive line?
I think just to make it in the league, you have to have a certain amount of arrogance, just to be confident in yourself that much to where you think you'll never, mess up.
And I mean, I don't know. Like I know you have to play with a certain amount of violence and aggression, but I've heard him mic'd up, whether it's be like someone the Rams were mic'd up or the other team was mic'd up, and sometimes it feels like J.J. Watt used to get on my nerves when he was on the Texans. Like, he seemed like he would talk trash. He wanted to be like the poster boy, face of the NFL. I'm a good person, defensive lineman. And then every time he was mic'd up, he's talking trash, sometimes for no reason. And I'll just be like, what did they do to you? They're trying to make it. But anyways, week 10, they are going to Germany to play the Seahawks.
Germany?
Yep.
You're going to make the Seahawks fly all the way to Germany just to take an L? That's disrespectful.
I can't put it any better than that, RJ. You summed it up. That's what you get for having Geno Smith as your quarterback. The league was like, all right, who's going to go to Germany?
I saw a report today. That Geno Smith and Drew Lock are playing like garbage.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
They ain't got much to work with.
So the Bucs we have going into their bye week 9-1. 9-1. And they come into week 12 playing the Cleveland Browns.
It'll be who's first game back.
Yep, it'll be Deshaun's first game, and
name who shall not be spoken.
We have
that. Just erase that from the
pod.
Let's
move on. Well, we have the Bucs getting the W, and week 13 they are coming home for Monday Night Football against the Saints.
I'm giving them a loss. Monday night,
split the series.
I think the Saints will be somewhat competitive this year. If they're healthy, Jameis Winston's playing well, and if they're not down too much from losing Sean Payton, I'm giving them the split.
Fair enough.
And they have Tyrann Mathieu. That was a good signing.
Overrated.
You say he's overrated, which I could agree with you sometimes, but he's made defenses he's played on better.
I just don't think he's the best safety in the league. I think he's top 5.
No, I wouldn't say he's a good. I think he's a very good playmaker. I wouldn't even I don't even know what to call him.
We'll agree to disagree. Week 14 on the road against the San Francisco 49ers with Trey Lance. What do we think?
Oh, well, I think they're going to lose that game too. By the way,
the Bucs.
Yeah, Bucs are losing, but maybe switch those with the home games and the away games.
Sometimes the world isn't perfect. Sometimes it goes the other way around.
That's very true.
Yeah,
the world is a vampire.
The 49ers have a great home record since they got the new stadium. I'm not sure, but I gave Tampa Bay the win here.
I went 49ers. I think Trey Lance is going to be good.
Because you drafted him in your fantasy league.
I've drafted him in all my leagues so far. They got weapons. You got Nick Bosa coming off the edge. And
what about Kinlaw? Is he going to do anything, or is he just going to keep arguing with the reporter all year?
Well, if the Buccaneers have scrubs on the inside, he's going to do something. Fred Warner should be fully healthy unless he gets another injury.
What's up with their secondary? If they were still relying on Jason Verrett, they got issues.
The secondary is, well, listen, you beef up the front seven to protect the secondary.
They still got what's his name? Jimmy
Ward,
Mr. Utility.
I think so.
I like Jimmy Ward.
Do a little bit of everything. But all right, so Trevor, you said Bucks. I said Niners. RJ,
I got Bucks.
All right, so the Bucks win.
It's just the go opposite of West Side Day.
And week 15, we have them home against the Cincinnati Bengals, and we have them winning.
Do it.
We do. It is predicted. It is spoken. It is said.
All right, week 16, Sunday Night Football, Arizona Cardinals.
Christmas game. Speaking of that, it's going to be fantastic. This one was tough. I went with Tampa Bay because until Arizona can prove us wrong about playing good in the end of the season, and Kyler Murray can prove that he's not dinged up at the end of the season, I'm going to give the benefit to the opposite team.
I gave him a loss. It's in Arizona. I don't see him only losing 3 games or only using 2 games all season. So,
well, I have them losing to Carolina in week 17.
I do not. Yeah, losing Carolina both times.
I have them beating Carolina.
Somebody's on the Carolina bandwagon now.
Well, I think they're going to split, and so you guys. So Arizona, we said they're going to win. Me and Trevor both took them. And then you guys have them losing. I mean, you guys have them beating Carolina too.
From Carolina,
yes, I have them beating Carolina and Atlanta to end the season.
Yes.
All right, so we have them going.
In defense to myself, with this absurd record they're about to get,
15-2.
I had them going 12-5 on my sheet.
Sometimes this is the way the show
goes. I have them 14-3.
It's possible they win 14 or 15 games. I mean, they have talent. Like, obviously, injuries are a thing, and their offensive line is banged up, and they're an older team. I mean, Tom Brady by himself will make your average age 35.
It's very true. He's 46, right? 45, 46.
He's not that old, is he?
He's 45.
45, yeah.
Jeez. I thought he was still 43 or something.
44 last year, that's why.
God, I'm a pitiful physical specimen.
He must be doing sucking up stem cells or something. Oh.
That's probably
Joe
what
Rogan's
he's been in one of those. What are those? What do they call those things? The tanks?
No, those deprivation chambers.
No, the ones
cryo.
Those things that are like in cartoons and stuff.
That Walt Disney froze himself in.
No, they have him in The Mandalorian. He gets in it, and or Boba Fett, whatever it is. Not to get off topic, but that's what I was going for. Tom Brady has something like that.
So like in Dragon Ball Z, he has one of those like hyperbolic chambers. He just has a mask on, and he's just floating.
Sensu.
I don't remember what they're called.
Sensu.
Sensu. You would be that guy.
Potato.
If you hadn't mentioned it, no one ever would have noticed.
No, I just meant the actual item itself, not how you say it. Quick recovery.
Well, let's move on. We got the Saints.
Saints are going to play
week 1 on
an automatic win. Don't even mention the team. Everybody here knows what it is.
All right. And then we have them taking an L to Tampa Bay in week 2.
Did you really not mention the first game?
I mean, I'm just going along with what you said.
I do have to agree.
It was the Falcons, people.
I just was going along with the show.
I'll allow it.
I'm just the host. I don't write the script.
Script writes us.
Script writes itself.
I don't know what the script writes me.
One of the script, one of the crew.
All right, so we have them beating Atlanta, losing to the Bucks. They just start out banging out these division games. Week 3 on the road in Carolina. Gonna be a nice little shootout between Baker and Jameis.
I'm gonna take the Saints.
Yeah, my initial pick was the Saints as well.
Yeah, I think early in the season I prefer the Saints.
Exactly.
Well,
Even though it's in Carolina, I think Carolina has when their team's playing well, they've proven that those fans can get out there and be a good.
I'll be honest, I don't like Carolina's coaching staff, but I do like the talent they have. But they traded for Baker late, so it's going to take some time to get on the chemistry with the rest of the team and whatnot. But they'll be better than last year for sure. So then week 4, New Orleans goes to London to play the Minnesota Vikings, and they lose.
Yes.
They do indeed.
You will lose.
So then week 5, they come home to Seattle. Nice little W. How did the NFC South get this nice juicy schedule?
For being a crap division? What?
Well, then they stay home for week 6 against the Bengals. And we already have them.
I think, yeah, they were winning. The Saints are losing. Bengals are winning. Is what we have.
On mine, I have the Bengals losing.
No, this is the first one we did, so it's on my iPad. It's not the written one. I have to go back. Yeah, so I might be wrong on the.
So I'm just going to stick to the show one. We have the New Orleans Saints getting upset one over the Bengals.
Interesting.
I don't agree.
Me either.
I don't agree either, but that's what we have.
Something happened.
We all think that the Bengals are going to win. What were you thinking back then?
I don't know. It could be. I could have messed it up. Who knows? Will that take us to week 7? It's written down. I mean, it's going out that way. I don't know. Week 7, home. I mean, on the road. Thursday night football. Arizona Cardinals. They're on the road. It's the Cardinals earlier, first half of the year. I'm not even debating this one. It's going to be an L for the New Orleans Saints.
I think Kyler's got a lot to prove this year, and I think he's going to set out and do it if he stays healthy.
And then we have week 8. They get a long rest. We have them taking an L to Las Vegas.
Yep.
Then they have Monday Night Football, Week 9, home, hosting the Baltimore Ravens, taking another L.
Yep.
Nice little 3-game losing streak.
Week 10, they are on the road to Pittsburgh, and we have them...
They have winning against Pittsburgh.
We have them winning.
And then right back to losing.
Unfortunately, week 11, they go to the LA Rams, and... Sorry. It's going to be an L burger.
L burger.
And then they get to go back on the road out to San Fran. Again, I like San Francisco's D-line. I like Trey Lance. Kyle Shanahan's great coordinator. And for these reasons, I'm picking the Niners.
I agree with everything you said, except for that... I agree with everything.
Gospel.
Yeah, I got the Niners losing. I don't have a lot of faith in Trey Lance this year. I think maybe, after
you can keep your comments to yourself.
We don't get to speak freely on this podcast.
Bunch of Nazis.
All right, week 13 on the road against Tampa Bay, and we have them winning. So they got a nice little 2-game win streak going into their late Week 14 bye. And what do you know? Week 15, after the bye, they get home against the Falcons.
That's another W. Jameis going to be eating them W's in Atlanta.
Disgraceful.
He's going to have to get a prosthetic hand.
It's definitely the worst celebration or hype thing you could ever do.
The worst part of that was the teammates in the back. Like,
the worst part is we have them beating the Browns, so they're continuing this 4-game win streak.
Ooh, Bob's Burgers.
And then week 17, they are on the road against Philadelphia, and we have them winning.
No, incorrect.
No, we do.
Did we?
I'll tell you right now.
Because we had...
Yeah, the Eagles are losing.
Well, obviously that was a 2-1 vote.
I think you said it. Go back and watch.
Look at my
Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay because I have them weeks. In my opinion, week 18, they're going to lose to Carolina.
I think they're going to win.
I had it flipped on here, so I had them winning at Carolina.
Well, so do you want to change it to them losing?
No.
I gotta get this right. Okay. Sorry about that. So that brings their record to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10-7 for the Saints.
Which they were pretty
They
much
do have
on pace to do last year before Jameis got hurt, if not better.
They do have a cupcake schedule. They should be healthy. Michael Thomas coming back. Chris Olave.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara. Mark Ingram. O-line's not as good as it once was, but it's not. It shouldn't be bad.
But Armstead is still left tackle?
No, he left. He's on the Dolphins.
Oh.
I think. Defense, they still have Cam Jordan. A few defense tackles.
They lost Marcus Williams, but they still got Tyrann Mathieu. They got
Marcus May instead.
Yeah, they have Marcus May.
Marcus Lattimore. Not Marcus Lattimore. What's his name?
It's like
Lattimore.
Yeah, it's like Lamarcus. It's like La instead of
their corner.
Yeah.
Something Lattimore, whatever.
Oh,
they got
Marshawn.
a good defense.
Marshawn, there we go.
Yeah, they got a good defense.
Well, maybe they'll surprise some teams
this year.
I mean,
and May's a heavy hitter, and then you got Tyron in the back scanning ready for picks.
I mean, if Jameis Winston can just dial in his focus, he can make every throw. He can move a little bit. Taysom Hill will hopefully be more of a weapon. Troutman maybe makes a step at tight end. They could surprise some teams. Like, they're not bad. They're just not favorite.
Yep.
So that brings us to the Atlanta Falcons. This should be a quick one.
That will be Desmond Ritter's team.
I have them going 3-14.
Well, let's see. Week 1, New Orleans, L. Week 2, Rams, L. Week 3 at the Seahawks.
I have them winning this game.
Same.
I was going to say, I have
a team that's worse than them.
Listen. Mariota, he's not what everyone thought he was, but he's better than Drew Lock and Geno Smith.
RJ may have been onto something with Ritter because he looks like he can play quarterback.
Oh,
like
I mean,
you watch him throw. Sometimes it's hard to tell in college. Obviously, it's hard to tell in college, but sometimes watching clips of these players, especially quarterbacks, you're like, can they throw? Can they not throw? Their technique, their form, how is it? In the preseason, he just looks like
he's a cerebral quarterback. He is experienced for a rookie. I think I liked him. I just think he will rely on the talent around him, and I think if you played him this year, it could be more harm than good.
Fair.
Yeah,
I'll let him
it's fine.
Trevor has a look on his face.
Because it's hard for me to decide what makes, regardless of talent, as long as you have the right coaching staff, I feel like you can put a rookie quarterback in a good position to at least get valuable reps playing rather than
Arthur Smith, he's been in the league for a while, but he was underneath Vrabel his last like 4 years in Tennessee.
But he I don't know, because like I'm thinking, like, okay, if you put somebody like Zach Wilson in the Jets situation, start him day one, and he got how many times he got sacked a ridiculous amount of times last year. I feel like if you're putting your rookie quarterback in that position, then it's detrimental. But if you can keep them on their feet, regardless if you're losing or not, maybe they won't have the greatest stats, it could be beneficial. Which maybe it is just good to be able to sit back and see the game from the sideline. And that probably is the best way. But Marcus Mariota, rookie quarterback.
The Aaron Rodgers strategy is the best. Nobody even does it anymore. They just rush these QBs in.
I mean, yeah, that's a long time. My thought process mostly was that they have Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Like, just get him his reps with his guys. I don't know.
Yeah, they could be dynamic in the future, that's for sure.
But I don't agree. I don't disagree with you.
They need to trade him. Well, yeah, they need to build up that O-line. Then next year they have Drake London, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, maybe Tyler Algier. Algier, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
That's the other thing. I know that he's a rookie and Patterson's old, and they still have the other guy. They have another running back who's aging out. I can't remember his name.
It's not Mike Davis, right?
No,
Mike Davis on Baltimore.
Ravens now, yeah. So I thought I saw him with killer block on the Titans the other day.
Just the running backs come and go anyways. Just run them into the ground. Let Ritter play. Keep him on his feet.
You don't need your knees.
Besides Derrick Henry and a few other running backs here and there, like most of these running backs can't last that long anyways. Just saying. Don't hate.
It's true.
Well,
their average career span is like a year and a half.
Yeah, but so let's get back onto this terrible season they're about to have. So we have them going lost to the Saints, lost to the Rams, beating the Seattle Seahawks week 4, home against Cleveland Browns.
So we had this as originally a loss, but now that Deshaun is not playing for sure,
I think
Brissett. I'll take Jacoby Brissett with Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
and that defense.
I feel like it was worth mentioning.
Yeah, and then we have them losing. It's going to be an L to Tampa Bay.
Oh, it's going to be a few L's.
Week 6, L to the 49ers, we assume. Yeah. Week 7, L to Cincinnati. Week 8, home against Carolina.
Loss.
Okay.
Yes.
Week 9, Chargers.
Loss. This is, according to our predictions, this should be like 70-0.
Now, when they go to Carolina, or no, when they're they're still going to lose.
This is the Chargers.
All right. Then Carolina.
Yeah.
L.
I'm thinking L.
Week 10. I gave them the win.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. They're actually going to get their last win of the year in week 11.
Okay, I can see them splitting with Carolina. Like, they're not... I like Arthur Smith. But then they're going to go...
Wait. Yeah, I mean, the Panthers aren't immune to splitting a division game with a bad team.
Week 11 is against Chicago, and we have Chicago winning.
I have them losing.
Justin Fields.
Week 12, Washington. I guess they'll win this one probably, right?
30-12 probably.
Washington.
L. Week 13, Pittsburgh.
We have that one already.
Yeah, we have that as a L.
It's Pittsburgh.
A tough end of the year.
Week 14 bye, so that's not fun.
Then we have the they played the Saints off the bye. They both play each other off their byes.
Then we have them getting an L to New Orleans, an L to Baltimore. I unless Arizona's completely fell apart, that's going to be an L.
And then another L in Tampa
And
Bay.
L to Tampa Bay. So we have them going 2-15.
Yeah, Trevor gave him
Now-
a win there.
Now, real quick before we go on to Carolina, if they go that 2 wins, they're most likely going to have the first or second pick. Do you abandon Ritter for one of them 2 prospects?
I don't think so. So
Or do
early.
you just pick the best player available?
I think that they could go for the O-line, like you said, maybe some other key pieces.
But there's
Well-
not a surefire offensive lineman in next year's draft.
The more important question is, do they
Still kind of
keep
early.
with Arthur Smith?
It's a bad year for Arthur Smith. That's all I gotta say.
It's a
they
second
keep-
year. This will be a second year.
Yeah. mean, he
I
got brought into
personally
the-
think best case scenario for Atlanta is either they they win enough to not be in the top 2 to 3 picks, and maybe by week 10 they decide to start Ritter and he shows them enough, and
Well,
maybe
the
wins
main
2 or
thing
3
is-
games.
by the end of the year, they have to know what they have with him. And like, I gave the Cardinals a ton of crap for giving up on Josh Rosen after 1 year, but and
That's what I'm
he
saying.
still,
I think
he
that was a
still
call, though,
got.
the other day.
Yeah, I still think he
And-
got shafted a bit, but yeah, he hasn't done
And
anything.
Rosen was
in
he
top
made
10.
he was a first round pick. Ritter is what was he, a 4th, 5th?
Yeah,
I
third,
was-
fourth. That was
You can
third.
Yeah.
not to sound like harsh, but you can discard that without thinking too hard about it.
Good
Yeah.
point. Definitely not being a first round pick puts a little less pressure on him as well.
Or flip side, Mariota lights the league on fire, plays like he did back at Oregon, throws like 5,000
I'd love to
yards
see
and
it.
40
I would.
touchdowns.
I would love to see Mariota revitalize his career.
The
He
only
did
way that
okay as a
happens is
backup
if they
in Oakland.
fire Arthur Smith now and hire Chip Kelly.
I found one of my old tweets from
Chip
the
Kelly.
draft with that year, and I was not happy about the Titans drafting Mariota.
I remember you didn't want them to draft him. I was big on Mariota and Jameis Winston.
I wanted
Also-
Jameis or nothing.
Speaking
And
of
then-
Chip Kelly, that
and
was the
then Mariota-
craziest year of my life as an Eagles fan. His first
And then
year.
Mariota, I think, threw 4 touchdowns and like had like a perfect completion percentage in his. I mean, perfect QB rating in his first game against the Saints.
They both were really good in college. They look good. Neither of them were bad in the NFL either. They just haven't been, number 1 overall, number 2 overall picks.
Mariota looked good until he broke his ankle or whatever that in his second year.
He also didn't get matched up in the best situation in Tennessee. No offense.
Worked out for Ryan Tannehill.
A little different. And that was a different coaching staff Mariota started with.
Yeah, well, they gave up on him.
Mariota was stuck with that one
He had,
guy.
he had Vrabel for
Did he
a
have
year.
Vrabel?
Yeah, they benched him in week 11 for Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill, like,
1 year. Anyways,
back on track. We're not feeling great about the Falcons this year. To sum it all up,
that is correct.
that is correct. So let's go to the Carolina Panthers. Week 1 again. We're gonna trust our board, so don't be hating if things change. But we have them losing to the Cleveland Browns week 1.
Baker's gonna get his damn redemption. I don't care what our list
Oh,
says.
I'll be rooting for Baker big that game.
I'm
We have
overall
them-
rooting for Baker this year.
I've
Yeah,
always
I
been a
don't know
Baker.
why.
I've always been a Baker guy.
Same.
We have them beating the New York Giants week
Not
2.
me.
Yep.
We have them losing to the Saints in week 3.
Yep.
I assume you guys agree with me. They're going to take an L to the early Arizona Cardinals, which are always one of the best teams in the league.
Agreed.
They're going to have a rough month and a half here.
And then I think they're going to, I'm big on the Niners, so I think they're going to take an L week 5 against the Niners.
Same.
And then week 6 on the road against the Rams,
That is
Sorry.
an L.
and then week 7 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, L.
That is an L.
Week 8, though, on the road against the Atlanta Falcons, so they're going to get another W.
Victory.
Then week 9 on the road against Cincinnati.
L.
L for love. But they get to turn around and come back and beat down the Atlanta Falcons once again. Then week 11. I don't know how I did that. Week 11 at Baltimore. L.
Mm-hmm.
Week 12, Denver.
I have that as an L.
Yep. Then they get a nice week 13 bye to catch their breath. And then they play the Seahawks week 14, which I think they'll win that game, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Then week 15 at Pitt.
We have that as a win, don't we?
It's a win for Pittsburgh, on my thing.
Yeah, we have a win for Pittsburgh, but now they have Baker. I would maybe change that, but we'll stick to the board. So we have an L against Pittsburgh. Then week 16, home against Detroit.
Detroit could be definitely not.
We have this.
But Detroit could be something to mess with these shittier teams.
Yeah, but we have this as a win. Just trusting our board.
I do trust the board on that one.
Then an L to the Buccaneers, and then
L to the Saints.
We had this as a win.
Yeah, we had a win.
Oh yeah.
So we have them going 1,
8 wins,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and 11.
That would be your worst case scenario for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, but again, a lot of the decisions we made before they had him. I like Baker. Christian McCaffrey is great when he plays. DJ Moore is one of the more underrated receivers in the league. Their O-line should be better.
Defense is solid. We talked about the defense.
They're getting what was that corner they drafted last year that got hurt?
J.C. Horn's coming back.
They're getting Horn back.
They still have the other one on the outside.
Dante Jackson.
They got Jeremy Chin.
Brian Burns.
They did lose Hassan Reddick.
They did lose Hassan Reddick to the Eagles, unfortunately. God damn it.
Derek Brown's just never going to be good. They got the tackle, Ike Ekwonu. I don't know where they have him playing, but I think they'll be good. Robbie Anderson, he's there physically. I don't know where he is mentally, but
yeah, I don't think he's there mentally. We talked about that a little bit ago.
I don't know. I'll be rooting for Baker, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'll be back rooting for Carolina.
Oh yeah, you still
always been a
they used to be your side team.
Yeah,
I always had a thing for Carolina.
Where's Matt Rule stand if it doesn't work out this year?
He needs to be gone regardless.
Yeah,
I don't think. Yeah, that was a weird hire. I thought in the first place.
I don't know how. I thought after the whole Sam Darnold thing project, I thought he was going to be done for.
Some owners don't know when to give up.
What? Yeah, I don't. It's hard to predict coaching options because obviously people get fired and whatnot. So,
what would be interesting is what if the Bucs fall apart because of their O-line health, and then Tom Brady just
ain't the same Tom Brady he once was.
Yeah, he falls off that cliff. And then the Saints, Jameis Winston just goes back to his turnover crazy days, and then Baker puts the Carolina Panthers on his back and takes them to the playoffs.
I mean, theoretically, if Tampa Bay does fall off like that with Tom Brady, it shouldn't take that many wins to win this division.
I think it'd be like a race to 10 wins, honestly.
10 wins. Which is possible. I mean, if Tom Brady does keep playing, I mean, he's got to. He's going to get. I mean, maybe not. He's already 45. Maybe he can play till he's 50. But
And honestly, with the Falcons, my biggest issue is their defense. It's just not good. The Falcons defense. The one year where their defense kind of popped off all of a sudden was the year they went to the Super Bowl. But other than that, their defense is just not good.
Well, they had Dan Quinn, and then they lost him.
Well, yeah, but even then, like it was like that one year there, their defense was doing really good, and then it fell off.
Yeah, and the one player bright spot they had last year at linebacker is gone. That one random.
Oh yeah, he's on the Jaguars now.
Yeah, and then apparently Deion Jones is on the traded block.
Well, apparently they can't even. No one wants him. They're trying to trade him, but no one wants him.
He had a pretty good year last year, and he played it all. I think he started every game.
They might be able to trade him to the Rams for Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trade more than fourth or fifth round pick, but.
I remember I traded Deion Jones for Stafford.
Oh yeah.
That was the Lions, but still
biggest fleece in Madden history.
Stafford went on to win a Super Bowl in that real season, so
Deion Jones played good for me too.
Yeah, he did.
I remember when Deion Jones first came into the league in Madden, I loved him because I would be like, "You're playing safety this week. Oh, you're playing middle linebacker this week. You know what? I can put you at corner if I want to."
He was one of the first of the
good tweeners.
That smaller linebacker coming in, like safety converted to linebacker, right?
Yeah. He was kind of one of the recently, he was one of the first.
Deion Buchanan was first, I would say, though.
Well,
on the Cardinals.
Deion Buchanan was in the NFL as a safety, right? And then he converted to linebacker.
Yeah, but he didn't last as long.
Well, Brian Urlacher was a safety in college, and he switched to linebacker in the NFL.
Oh, I didn't know that because of his size alone.
Okay, mostly what I meant was that smaller frame of linebacker. Also, Deion Jones is 6 foot, 225 pounds.
Playing that big nickel, what do they call it, the Buffalo position. You move down the safety into the linebacker spot.
Trevor, what are you looking at?
I just pulled his weight and height out of my ass, so...
Who?
Deion Jones.
Isn't he 6 foot, 235?
Oh, yeah, he's 6'1", 227. I was off by 2 pounds and an inch.
Some would say that's a lot. Nice.
I was just watching the Office roast episode when he's just sitting there with his drum set.
Such a cornball.
Classic episode.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to discuss?
Unless you want to get into Madden.
No, we can keep the breaking news from today till another episode if we do bring it up.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting hot topic. Well, looks like that does it for the show. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is No Interference. We're your hosts, Westside, Big Sass, and the Bull. To all of our followers and listeners, thank you. We appreciate the support. If you enjoyed what you heard, subscribe, share the video if you would be so kind. If you're a fan of any of these teams in the South, drop a comment. Let us know what you think. Did we get your predictions right? Were we way off? If you're a Falcons fan and you never want to listen to us again, I understand. Other news, I completely forgot to tell you guys, I ordered a shirt.
Oh, you did?
That's breaking news.
The print sucked, so I have to email them. So,
well, it's the first shirt we got. That's what's going out. Speaking of that too, we also did hit 50 subscribers.
Oh, that's what we were doing
5 minutes ago.
Must have been.
I just checked this afternoon and it was still 49. Well, hey, we did it.
So that's a nice
milestone.
little marker for us.
Maybe next episode we'll do another shirt giveaway to celebrate. But
send it in the mail. That's how you're getting it, buddy.
That's how it showed up. Nothing I can do about that. But yeah,
it's supposed to be a joke, but they're sending it out.
Once again, thank you to everyone that's been tuning in and following along. We'll see you next week. Adios.
See you later.
Peace.